scene. See my face on the big screen.
Hello there everyone, Tom here again, and today we have the privilege of taking a look at the Mastermind Creations reformatted line R36 Inventa Strategist. This is SkyLynx. This is the Sky part of the SkyLynx, I think, or maybe this is just SkyLynx, I don't remember. But I have the R35, the Magna. So we're going to put them both together and see what we get. But we have to start off by looking at this. So I'll throw in some pictures of the box here. And why don't we go ahead and open this bad boy up. So, right out of the box, you can see him here. He's a nice, hefty thing. I imagine this is what we need to do. I sure hope so. Hope I don't break it. Now, I know this has been done and other people have reviewed this, but I haven't, so it's brand new to me. And one of the reasons that I do these reviews, in case you all have never heard, is so that when I'm old and gray and have less hair than I have right now, I will be able to look at this and say, this is how we transform this thing. I can tell you right off the bat, this thing is not wanting to go in here. These wings aren't. There must be a trick to them. Okay. We get the instruction sheet here, and it looks to be just shrink wrapped together. Well, maybe not. Stand by, folks. We're learning as we go here. Ah, okay. So yeah. All right. We get 2 collector's cards, one for Inventa and one for Inventa Magna, who is apparently a lieutenant commander. Hey, how about that? Specs for the cards, anybody that cares. I kind of like these, but not really enough to really do much for them. They're really good cardstock though, or not cardstock, they're thick plastic. And then we get this, which are screw hole covers and a little stick thingy. Incarus Part 2. Ooh, we get comic book. Grrr. It's all Beast Wars stuff. Why would... I don't know about all that. What's this? Oh, it's got batteries. This is how you swap out the batteries. Okay. So, let's see here. I'm probably going to buy this guy when he comes out. I'm looking forward to him. Alright. Yeah, I'm looking forward to him. So he's got comics and, yeah, the directions. Hey, they're all color. They look pretty good. Okay. So, initial impressions. I know this is supposed to go in here, but man, it is not happy about the concept of going in. You can see where they're supposed to. I don't see any reason why they wouldn't, other than just to be persnickety. See, that one started. That one's almost there. Never mind. They're kind of clip hooks. Maybe if you clip them forward and... Hey, look, folks, remember, if you see me struggling with it, you're probably going to struggle with it too. So, get in there. That's almost one side in. Let's see here. Nope. Arg. Alright, actually I got them both, so yay. Let's see here. This thing's measuring in. Better pull out the old tape measure. Measuring in. That's approximately 14 inches. Approximately from the tip here to the nose. We ought to be able to use the ruler for the rest of this. Wingspan here, with those pushed all the way in, we're looking at right about 9.5-ish. He has landing gear. Those come down. And this is right here. Pull out your spudger, folks. Maybe. There's one. There's two. Alright. So, with his landing gear down, he's coming in at approximately 5.5 inches high. So he's a nice little thing. He's got a good heft to him. I really like the heft. It's nice. It's heavy. What do you say we zoom in here and take us a look at the details? You can see he's got this big stripe down the side. I never had SkyLynx as a kid, so I can only conclude this is a homage to the toy. But that's all paint right through there. He's got the same paint right here. His flaps right here will move a little bit. Seems like I saw people moving these around, but I don't see how they could. They don't really want to move, at least not for me. Maybe there's a way. I'm just not doing it right. Oh, there we go. Okay, so yeah, they'll rotate a little bit. The back of it looks like this. The front of it, we have translucent windows here, which are kind of nice. We have some molded detail along the way. The underside looks like this. So it's just straight blue plastic, blue plastic. Shut those up. This is red plastic, blue plastic, plastic. There's a whole lot of plastic on this, not a whole lot of paint. All the paint apparently went to right here. Yeah. I do like this thing, and I think it was worth the money. I think I paid 120 bucks for it, if I remember right, at TF Source. And I bought it at the end of March, so 2020. Yeah, it's an older figure, but it's one I needed to complete my set. So yeah, I would have picked this up at TFCon this year, but TFCon was canceled because of coronavirus, or the CCP virus, or the Wuhan virus, or the whatever virus you want to call it, Corona 19. Evil virus of badness. Let's call it that. Evil virus of badness. So yeah, I like this thing. I really do. So I guess the next thing we probably need to do will be scale comparison, and then I imagine we'll jump into transformation. So let's transform Inventa. So let's transform Inventa here. Nemesis, get off there. Alright, so I'm going to do my level best to try to keep this on screen. One of the things I have noticed is that some of the materials don't stick together the way that you would expect them to, but you know, we deal. So, and if I didn't mention, it does have flaps that move, and they separate here. So you can have, I guess, that look for the tail. I don't know, we'll figure it out. Alright. Additionally, a spudger is going to be your friend, at least in a couple of spots. So, let's just jump right into this here. I'll do my level best to try to keep it on camera. First thing you want to do is pull your landing gear, put it all in. Next you need to separate the wings here, which I have to tell you, The more I do this, the better, the easier it is. So, yeah. One additional thing I'm going to say real quick. If I miss a step or something, I'll try to correct it in the post, you know, before I go to the next one. Come back here to the back, move these things out of the way, kind of break the connection here to the tail. Right here is where I have found the spudger works the best. There's a little clip underneath here, and if you can just get that like that, you can lift that up, pull this back, and the entire tail comes loose this way. Now, there is a flap right here. Lift that up. Well, leave it shut for now. Pull your tail through here, and it will all go. It'll go. You just got to get it in the right position here. He says. Oh, yeah, it's like that. Okay. Then, what are you doing wrong here, Tommy boy? That slips back in like that. This will come up and fill in this gap here. But before we get to that point, we've already got our wings out here. Come underneath here and pull your legs out. One, two. Okay. So when you go back into Space Shuttle mode, if you notice there's these grooves right here, they go in between the toes. Just remember that. He's got heel spurs. I'm going to go ahead and pull these out. Again, spudger is your friend. Ow! Don't stab yourself like I just did. Pull this back up, and like I said, this section right here will fill in this gap right here that you can see. It comes in, and you can line that up as best you can. Bring this back down, and it clips over these little bits right here and locks it all into place. Now, this flap is kind of more suggestive because it doesn't really lock into anything. At least mine doesn't, that I can find. So there's always that. So we can pull out our wings here. They just connect in a couple of places. Just connect in a couple of places, as he says. Like that. Yep. Alrighty. It helps to open these bay doors when you do this. Just be mindful. So pull your part, take this up. I know I'm talking a whole lot here, I apologize. This thing has clips in it where it will join together. The neck, you just pull out. It is easier said than done on occasion. This thing gets it its own way quite a bit. I've noticed that. Also, this has got to come loose on both sides, come back, and they don't always like to do it. Come on now, there we go, that one's up and back. It's got a series of joints and things that connect together, and it gets all over itself. It's not the easiest thing you've ever done. Or let me rephrase that, it's not the easiest thing I've ever done anyway. Yeah, let's leave it like that. Not the easiest thing I've ever done. I'm sure there's some people back there going, yeah, well, I can do it just right easy. Well, bully for you. I'm happy for you. I, however, am not that, I guess, good. It's not, I thought that came out more. Yes, maybe it doesn't. Who knows? At this point, I can't remember if this goes in or if it comes back like this. I'm pretty sure it comes back like this. Okay, so he's got his neck here. This comes down on this side like this. It's like this. Rotate this one, rotate this, in, which it's not always happy to do. That gives him his signature look here. And then we open up, and he's pretty much done. Now, there's a couple of things we need to talk about with this figure. And before we do that, I'll take a couple of pictures and well, I'll take a few pictures, and you all can't see that at all, can you? So, camera worked for me. Here he is from the side view. He's a beautiful figure. With the wings extended this way, we're looking at approximately 21 inches wingspan. I mean, it's big. 21 inches from here to there. Now if we do it tip to tip here, let's see, we're looking at approximately, eyeballing it, maybe 23 and a half. Height wise, oh gosh, from here to here we're looking at about 6 inches, I would say. But again, you know, you've got the tail here that you can do some crazy crap with, and the head here that you can get up to that high. So at that point we're looking at about 10 and a half inches. Alright, let's do articulation real fast. The legs can do, you know, they can move up, down, backwards, forwards. You can do pretty much whatever you want. And go in, out. The toes can go down. He's got a heel spur. He's even got a pretty decent rocker on here. The wings can go up and down. They can go all the way around. We get into that when we get into combined mode. The tail has a number of different joints on it. They go down, joint, 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 joint. So he's got lots of expression in that tail. We have a joint here, joint here, joint here, joint here, joint here, and a joint up here with the head. And you can move them around a little bit, although it doesn't want to stay in place. I find that quite unfortunate. The head is on a swivel joint here, as you can see. It also has electronics back here. I don't remember what type batteries it takes. I never do batteries in my stuff anyway. But that'll light up his... with that tail straight up, he looks like a cat getting ready to pee. Shut up! The mouth has these beautiful teeth in them, and they're gunmetal gray, so they're not white, they're not metallic, they're gunmetal gray. And then he's got his little flamethrower thingy in his mouth. So yeah, I'll do a few shots of him all bundled up here, and we'll do some scale comparisons and see just exactly how big he truly is. So to get old Inventa into combined mode, basically the easiest thing to do, I think, is to start from here. There's a couple things we're going to do. The wings are going to flip around backwards. The feet are going to go back up in there, and we just reverse what we've done here for that. And this section down here is going to rotate around and cover over the Lynx part. Now, he combines with the Lynx here and here. And it's it's not the easiest connection to make, and you got to kind of rotate and move and get it lined up just right to get it to do what you want it to do, but it will do it. So I'm going to go ahead off camera real quick. I'm going to get this guy in combine mode. Again, I'm just putting the feet back, moving this down and rotating it, and flipping the wings around. So 1 minute. So I've got everything done. What I wanted to show you, this is initially like this, and it comes back and sets in. So you take this, you rotate it around, bring it back, and this will, when it's done properly, it'll set here. This will come down, and this will come over the top part of the links. So now we just bring this in, and there's a pin here that it latches into, and there is another pin right here. So what I have discovered, you got to get the top one in first, which isn't always the easiest thing at all, especially when you're trying to maneuver all this other stuff around as well. Let me recheck my directions again, because it's supposed to set like this, and this lines up with that hole, and that lines up with that hole right there, and it's not the easiest thing you've ever done. So give me just a minute and check it just to make sure. So those two clips can be a bear to get them in. Here he is in his combine mode, and he's a nice looking little thing. With his new height, the top of his head here will come up to about 11.5 inches. Top of the tail, if we extend it pretty much all the way we can, it's going to come up to about 15 inches, give or take. So yeah, this thing is difficult to transform to some degree. The joints aren't the best, but yeah. I think it's time to go into final thoughts. Do 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 do. Help! 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 Nemesis, I guess you got your foot caught in his mouth. That's not funny. That's not funny at all. Why would you even say such a thing? Well, because you're the comic relief. What? Damn it! I'm not comic relief. I'm Nemesis Prime. I should be feared throughout the universe. Okay. Damn it! You're not supposed to agree with me. Would you rather I say you're just a little tiny small piece of plastic and that no one at all fears you? What were you doing with that finger? Ah, I'm all hunched over. Fix me. I swear, you complain more than my ex-wife. Damn it. I got nothing. Alright, then get the hell off the screen. Ah! Final thoughts wise, I like this thing. I do not have another SkyLynx to compare this thing to, so all I can tell you is I like it. I really like this thing. It's got a lot of potential. It does have its problems. Its joints are kind of loose. I'm not sure if you could tighten those up with shoe polish or not. Maybe you can, but my concern is if you open them up and you put something in there, it's not going to look as pretty. You may have seepage and gabbage and runnage, and I don't know. Floor polish is not my forte, so I don't pretend to understand it. But to get this part ready for combine mode, you just push in the tails and tuck in the head effectively, and then work on getting the body in the right sandwiched position so that it can do what it needs to do. This thing works really well with Legend scale figures. I don't seem to see anything. Of course, there's nothing ever around when you want one. But just for an additional scale comparison, here I've got Marvel Legends, just to give you, just an additional scale comparison. So it's nice, it's chunky. Does it work for a masterpiece collection? I think it would work just fine as a fill-in. Let's be honest, this is going to go with my Legends. This would be, I guess I'm an unusual collector because I use the chug scale combiners and whatnot because I like that scale for my Legends stuff. So this would work just fine with Feral Rex. The one that I showed you previously was not Feral Rex, it was the Weijang bigger one. So yeah, should you buy this? Plastic quality is great. Some of the joints are a little loose for my tastes. Transformation's not bad once you do it a couple of times. Yeah, it gets a recommend for me, especially considering the one that they have from Hasbro that's come in the main line. I mean, have you looked at that thing? I don't know about how you all feel about it, but I'm really not impressed at all. So yeah, buy this if you like it. It's worth the price. This is Tom. Thanks for watching. I'll see you at the next review.
And thank you for watching my Papa's channel. Please subscribe and like. Thank you.
Are you tired all the time? Do you run out of energon for no apparent reason? Do other robots laugh at you and call you weakling? Do you feel like there should be more to life than what you are experiencing? Then you should try Vitamin John. It is the world famous Energon supplement. No steroids whatsoever. We all use all natural products. Vitamin John can turn losers like this one,
Hey,
poof, into magnificent specimens like these.
Hey there, big boy. You want to come over and see me sometime?
So try Vitamin John today. Operators are standing by.